Ladies and gentlemen, our next keynote speaker is a music industry promotions vet, working with top talent including Jason Derulo, Linkin Park, Jason Mraz, Cher, and many others. He is currently the lead advisor for technology initiatives at Warner Brothers Records. Will you please welcome Greg Mertz from Warner Brothers Records. Thank you.
Thank you, Gray. Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you very much for that introduction. I want to start by thanking Efren Toscano, our host. Thank you for inviting me, Efren. And thank you for putting the spotlight on you guys, this wonderful LA tech scene. I also want to give a shout out to all the amazing entrepreneurs who I've seen here today. It's beautiful to see and watch these kind of pitches, and a shout out to you. And what about that robot? Wow. It's a real honor to be here and have the opportunity to share with you the background that brought me to the stage. Now, I have a confession. I'm a lawyer. I'm a lawyer who does not code, and I'm a lawyer who does not code who happens to work in the traditional music industry. But I promise before the end of this talk to try to redeem myself. So how many of you would give the traditional music business high marks for innovation? Right? Not many of you. Well, the reason I'm here today is because I actually agree with the skeptics. I'm here because I lived through the hard days of disruption, and feeling frustration at the pace of innovation, I actually became a tech evangelist and started to bring that message successfully into our business. Now let's have fun for a second and take a step back in time and ask a couple fun what ifs. So here's one you may have heard debated in the past. What if the music business had actually been successful at wrangling Napster and putting it to use, right? Well, I don't like to go down that slippery slope too far, not get into the weeds here, but just a simple what if question. I think if we had successfully been able to get our arms around that early, we'd be in a different commercial reality today. Here's another what if. What if when Mark Zuckerberg and Sean Parker showed up with an idea for a social network powered by music, what if we had been more receptive? They did, and we weren't, and I think we're still seeing problems in our efforts to monetize Facebook today. So I'd like to think that we might have a different commercial reality had we been more involved early in that commercial conversation. I take some comfort in knowing that we're not the only industry that kind of missed a couple boats. Do some of you recall a company called Blockbuster? Well, Blockbuster was approached once upon a time by a then very largely unknown platform called Netflix. And Netflix came to the table with an offer, and Blockbuster said, no, we got this. And I think we know who ended up with the short end of that stick. But seriously, the disruption that impacted music in the post-Napster era is now quite legendary. We saw a 50% contraction in our business while tech companies thrived. Many through the power of music. For example, iTunes, YouTube, and early to market streaming service Pandora. Throughout this period of disruption, my business partner Bruce Roberts, who's here somewhere, and myself were working closely with major labels and publishers on countless creative projects like some you heard in my introduction. So we really had a front row seat there. And it got painful, very painful. Shrinking budgets, shrinking confidence, shrinking returns. So yeah, I'll confess we got a few things wrong in that period, but a couple things never changed, and I think this is really important and propels my work today. One, the ability of major music companies to use their global footprint and experience to shape the artists of tomorrow is still very real. And two, the power of music to transcend borders and shape culture globally is still very real. Artists like Ed Sheeran, a Warner Act, and Lorde and Justin Bieber all emerged in the post-Napster era backed by the investment, power, and strength of traditional music labels. So running with this idea that music is powerful and labels still have a strong role to play in getting music to the masses, we set out to look for opportunities. First, we started attending music-related tech conferences like this one. And what we found back in the day was somewhat illuminating. On the one hand, budding entrepreneurs eager for access to the kind of content that could help their businesses scale. And on the other hand, a pretty skeptical VC community, I have to say, having lost faith in the music business. And in between these two forces was a relative dearth of influencers with the power to do deals on the music side. This was our aha moment. It's nice to have an aha moment, right? What we saw was a chasm, a disconnect, and an opportunity to create a bridge connecting us to you. What if we were to put our wealth of experience and relationships to work and create a bridge to the traditional music industry? We took that message to our old friend and colleague Edgar Bronfman, former owner of Universal and then Warner Music. And he actually was responsive. He brought us to the Warner family and to the current chairman of Warner Brothers Records, Cameron Strang. Now, just a quick word about Cameron. He's an entrepreneur. He's an entrepreneur with a passion for music and artistry. He built a powerful independent record label and independent publishing company from the ground up before joining Warner, during the period of massive disruption. So while many others in the business were kind of wrestling with their tech demons, Cameron was looking to the future. This presented a really wonderful opportunity for us to align with a leader who shared our passion and our values, and that's where the fun really began. Our driving mantra became twofold: embrace technology early in the value chain and help build the leadership of tomorrow based around innovation. I spent a lot of time during this period reaching out to folks who had been successful innovators. For example, Steve Blank, known for his prolific work in the lean startup space. Stanford professor Dr. Tina Seelig, who's done incredibly groundbreaking work in the field of innovation and unlocking creativity. Doug Barry, a founding investor in Pandora and a thought leader. And Greg Becker, head of the powerful Silicon Valley Bank. All tremendously thoughtful individuals who I had the good fortune to spend time with. What all these folks told me was that while music business had been slow to evolve, we were living through an awesome period of opportunity. And this was motivating, of course. They were all inspired by music and the power it has to affect lives, and they welcomed a conversation looking to the future, not the past. So what did we do? We looked to this lean startup thinking and we said to ourselves, why not work on establishing an environment in which we could pilot ideas using a subset of our content, working with strong, competent startups, and look at doing deals where there's shared participation in the upside, which was key. Shared participation in the upside. In other words, why not try to find a sweet spot that had eluded us in certain earlier periods? A strategy began to emerge that we like to say is based around 3 pillars. 1, early investment. 2, education. And 3, strategic partnerships. We developed alliances that gave us an early look at promising tech, including with Silicon Valley Bank, various accelerators. We have one beautiful one here, 500 startups. And those remaining friendly VCs. We forged an exciting partnership with Stanford University, designed to help build the leaders of tomorrow. Stanford, of course, is where so many groundbreaking tech got its start, like Google, Snapchat, and Instagram. And we began showing up in various fora like this one to extend our reach and do valuable networking. As part of my personal effort to understand and learn more about the tech space, I even went to Stanford's world-renowned Center for Computer Research in Music and Acoustics, or CARMA, and I took a workshop on music information retrieval, so I really got my nerd on there. And, you know, that's the technology that makes Shazam possible. So, and to me, has the potential to unlock tremendous new growth. Looking to where we are today, I'm really proud to point to some exciting examples of our accomplishments. And we're just getting started, by the way. So I'd like to share with you some testimonials that really exemplify our work. Let's see if we have a glitch. It seemed like it was working before. There are some exciting testimonials here from a few innovators who have joined forces with us, and they were kind enough to take the time to put their thoughts into a into a video clip for me. There's 4 of them, actually. One is a Stanford student.
Now, when I first heard that Warner Music Group would partner with Stanford University to foster innovation and entrepreneurial thinking in the music business, I was pretty impressed that a record label actually wanted to use technology to disrupt its own business. And it was for this reason that I had decided to apply to the Stanford Warner Music Group Leadership Initiative. So coming from an area where technology and innovation were valued as the most important principles within an organization, I was uncertain as to how well such values would be received by individuals within inside the Warner family. But after 2 weeks of being at the label, I realized just how receptive senior management within the company were to leveraging technology to bring about change throughout the business. This past summer at WBR, I had an amazing time trying to figure out how Lander, a company that uses machine learning to automate the mastering process, could be used to identify new artists. I was amazed to see that staff inside of the building were eager to use things such as predictive analytics, and even data mining, to discover new insights about what really makes a hit. Now, being at Warner Brother Records this past summer has really made me more excited about the new opportunities to use technology to drive massive change within the music business. All of this really could not be possible without a vision of disrupting the music business by getting the content creators involved with technology much earlier in the value chain, which I firmly believe is necessary to help bring the music industry into a brighter future.
Hi, I'm Justin Evans. I'm the Chief Creative Officer and co-founder for Lander.com. We launched the world's first artificial intelligence music production tool about a year ago online. It's called Lander.com, and it's online mastering studio. We've mastered 1.3 million songs since we launched. It's been tremendous success. And we just recently raised our Series A, and Greg brought Warner as part of his innovation work there to the table for our lead investor for that round. And I think, you know, if people think we are, people have to talk about Lander as a very disruptive technology, that we're disrupting the music production space in a really exciting way, bringing machine learning to that space and changing how people do it. I think what Greg is doing at Warner in terms of investment and innovation is as disruptive in terms of what a strategic relationship can be with for a startup, and what a strategic investment can be for a startup. Not only did they bring us the power of becoming part of the Warner ecosystem and really help us navigate the fields of bringing a really disruptive technology into such a powerful ecosystem that has its own rules and regulations and ways to work within. They've helped us navigate those waters extremely well, but they've also broken out the whole music industry to us. So, you know, I see these guys as doing incredibly disruptive, intelligent things by bringing in all the partnerships they create, creating partnerships that drive the strategy for Warner, but also for the other companies they invest in, and creating a fantastic ecosystem that really is mutually beneficial for all the things they're touching.
Hi, Mark Adams here. I'm the CEO of Incoming Media. Incoming Media is an early stage company focused on high quality mobile engagement. We're all about delivering the perfect mobile moment to content owners through a combination of preloaded video and predictive analytics. One of the most interesting things for me when I joined Incoming Media was having Warner Music as a strategic investor. For Warner Brothers, investing early in the value chain keeps them close to the forefront of digital media. I can't think of too many other industries that have been transformed as much as the music industry in the last 15 years by the impact of technology. So with Warner Brothers partnering with early stage companies like Incoming really means that they're going to be at the forefront of changes as they occur in the next wave of changes, particularly that are happening right now in digital media. That's good because they can obviously help us promote that to the market, but also hopefully incorporate that back into their business. And that's a good result for everyone.
This is Tony Magavero, and I'm the founder and CEO of Little Star, and we're a platform and network for the distribution of virtual reality content and 360-degree video. And we have distribution across Oculus Rift and Samsung Gear VR, as well as mobile devices with Google Cardboard support. And we've done work with some of the largest brands in the world to create first of their kind virtual reality experiences. And our work with Greg has been incredible. He's so insightful in our business and helping us navigate large organizations, and particularly in the music industry. And he's an absolute master at building groundswell around key initiatives inside of an organization. And it's just been incredible to see him work and execute. And we're lucky to have his insight on our business. So excited and thankful to be working with Greg.
Thank you, Tony. So each of the people who you just saw give testimonials are living examples of our work and our progress. We've created and launched the Stanford Warner Music Leadership Initiative, which is working closely with students like Soheb to help support their dreams and ambitions. This program cuts across so many disciplines, from computer science and electrical engineering and finance to design and the traditional arts. We've closed a couple substantial Series A investments in key technology companies, as you've seen, whose IP is already generating significant impact in the marketplace. In the case of Lander, artificial intelligence to provide revolutionary cloud-based drag and drop mastering services to a major community globally. In the case of the Intel-backed Incoming Media, working with numerous news, entertainment, and sports providers to provide that flawless transmission of mobile and to optimize mobile ad revenue, which of course is a space we all want to care about as the world moves to mobile first. And we're working in the strategic context with companies like Little Star, pre-Series A, testing opportunity in VR. It's a place we need to grab hold of. We can't be asleep at the wheel for this revolution. Of course, we're not alone in our efforts to turn the corner and embrace technology early in the value chain. It's really happening quite a bit today in the entertainment sector. For example, Disney, in its second year of its TechStars-led accelerator. Troy Carter recently introduced Smash Labs, focused on startups in entertainment and culture. We have Machine Shop represented here in those two individuals doing great work as part of the Lincoln Park team with an investment vehicle focused on quite exciting forward-looking ventures. And B Sky B set up shop in San Francisco with an eye towards strategic investments. They've closed some exciting ones like Pluto TV. And Universal Music is up there in San Francisco too. So in closing, I just want to say, bring it on. Bring it on. We want to build bridges. I'm excited to build bridges. I'm excited to be part of the culture that wants to embrace innovation early in the value chain. Thank you very much.
Greg Mertz, Warner Brother Records. Thank you very much, Greg.